Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Having recently moved into a new place, I wanted to pick up a new big screen TV. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to Chris, aka SpawnPoint on YouTube, as I reached out to him back in February and wanted his opinion on the best TV to pick up as, well, he reviews a lot of TVs. He recommended either the LG 77-inch C3 or G3 models, and after looking to it a bit more, I ended up going with the C3. Now, if you're somehow not already subscribed to Chris's channel, I'll link it down in the description below. As for me, well, welcome to my first TV review. First of all, unless you have a very large vehicle, you're going to need to get this TV delivered. It's huge. The packaging is 76.3 inches wide, 44.5 inches tall, and 9 inches thick. I asked my friend to help me unbox it as I didn't want to attempt it on my own. The TV comes with a stand that's fairly easy to put together. The stand looks minimal and modern, with the LG OLED moniker subtly displayed on the bottom. The TV itself measures 67.4 inches wide, 40.7 inches tall, and is extremely thin, so it can be awkward to move around. The LG C3 OLED has a modern design with very thin bezels, so the immersion factor here is quite good. As mentioned, the TV is very thin, which is usually pretty typical these days with OLED designs. One thing I want to mention is that LG purposely designs their TVs to lean back a bit, at least when placed in its stand. According to LG, the design choice helps to reduce reflections from overhead lighting, ensuring that the screen is more evenly illuminated and that colors and contrast are maintained at optimal levels. Physically, LG says it's to help provide better stability and balance for the TV. Connectivity is good here. The C3 has 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs that supports the HDCP 2.2 protocol, which is essential for streaming high-resolution content over apps like Netflix. It also has 3 USB ports and an optical digital audio output for high-quality sound, as well as an Ethernet port. There's also an RS-232 port, but that's just for servicing, so you shouldn't really need to worry about that. For those of you still using an antenna, there is an RF input. Let's get into what's important about the C3, its display. First off, it's an OLED TV, so you're getting perfect blacks, a near infinite contrast ratio, and ultra-fast response times. Certain movie scenes look amazing, especially with the contrast ratio. The C3 offers a 4K resolution and supports HDR, including both HDR10 and Dolby Vision formats, depending on what you're watching. Now, if you're unfamiliar, HDR10 and Dolby Vision are two popular HDR technologies. Comparatively, Dolby Vision is the more premium version, as it can adjust colors and brightness on the fly, making each scene look its best. It also supports a wider range of colors for more lifelike images. Because of this, it's a pricier technology to implement. HDR10, on the other hand, is more like the standard version. It sets one level for colors and brightness that stays the same throughout the show or movie. It's not as dynamic as Dolby Vision, but it's still a step up from regular TV viewing, and it's free for companies to use. The color accuracy on the C3 is amazing, which of course is important for displaying high-fidelity content from the latest movies to video games. It has a 98.7% DCI-P3 color gamut, nearly perfect coverage of the DCI-P3 color space. It has an HDR peak brightness of about 800 nits and an SDR peak brightness of about 474 nits. Speaking of brightness, I want to address reflections, as this has typically been an issue with OLED panels, which are effectively like large black mirrors. One thing that LG introduced in recent times is the Brightness Booster Max technology, which is designed to enhance the brightness of their OLED panels with some set of advanced algorithms and a more robust thermal management system, which allows the panel to basically operate at higher brightness levels without risking damage. Now, our living room gets really bright during the day, and this definitely helps with it, but it doesn't fully eliminate glare or anything. especially at the brightest times of the day. It does make watching the TV more palatable, however, and compared to my original C1, it looks a lot clearer in brighter rooms. The LG C3 has LG's latest A9 Gen 6 AI processor 4K, which is designed to elevate the viewing experience. It enhances picture quality by analyzing content frame by frame, adjusting colors, and boosting brightness where needed. It also enhances and optimizes audio quality in real time. One of the main reasons I wanted the C3 was for gaming. Now, the C3 has a native refresh rate of 120 Hz with an 80% 0.2 millisecond response time, which means that pixels can transition 80% of the way to their target color in that time. All of which, of course, is great for gaming. Now, being an OLED, input lag here is very little. At 4K 120 Hz specifically, it has a 5.5 millisecond average input lag, which is fantastic. The C3 supports both G-Sync and AMD FreeSync, so it makes for a great PC gaming monitor as well, no matter if you're using NVIDIA or AMD GPUs. Now, keep in mind that when the C3 is paired with the PS5 or Xbox Series X, VRR is achieved through the HDMI 2.1 connection itself. There's also a game optimizer menu that lets you tweak settings like picture and sound based on the game type. It even shows you stats like frame rates and input lag on the screen to help you get the best gaming experience. Pairing this with my PS5 has been incredible, and so far, I've played several games on this TV. Games like Ratchet & Clank: A Rift Apart, Ghost of Tsushima, Mortal Kombat 11, Cyberpunk, Death Stranding, Returnal, all look and play fantastic here. With perfect blacks and the near infinite contrast ratio, every game detail pops, and with the wide color gamut, games look incredibly vibrant. The LG C3 runs on LG's WebOS 23 platform, which in my opinion is fairly intuitive to use, though at times it can lag a bit. I'm not a fan of how most of the screen is taken up by ads and things that aren't the main apps, but that's just me. I would prefer that the apps are more prominent on the screen. Hey guys, Thomas from the Editing Future here. Sorry to interrupt your video, but I discovered afterwards that you can actually reduce the amount of at least advertisement clutter on the home screen of the WebOS 23 interface. If you go to General Settings and then under Additional Settings and then under Home Settings, there are two toggles you can toggle off. One is called Home Promotion and the other one is called Content Recommendations. If you turn those both off, you should be able to at least reduce the amount of advertisement clutter on the screen, so hopefully that helps someone else going forward. The TV comes with a number of pre-installed apps, including Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and Disney+, though being Canadian, I wish it would have also come with Crave. Like other LG models, it comes with the infamous gallery mode, which turns your TV into an art display. As far as TV settings, there are a slew of options here, and I'll do my best to cover what at least I think is most important. There are several picture modes to choose from standard, cinema, a neutral looking filmmaker mode, and an expert mode, which is meant for brighter rooms. Personally, for really bright rooms, I find that Vivid is generally the best option. You can adjust the OLED pixel brightness, contrast ratio, and black level among others, as well as adjust clarity options like sharpness, adjusting noise reduction, and gradation. Now, one thing I always turn off in this section is the True Motion setting, which artificially increases the frame rate through a process called motion interpolation. I just don't like how it makes things look, especially movies. There's also LG's personalized picture profile, which allows you to calibrate your TV using AI and does provide a fairly user-friendly way to do so, though I think that most people will still want to adjust their settings manually. The feature is there in case you want to use it. There are several sound settings to choose from, and I tend to use the cinema mode for most things. I started off by using AI Sound Pro, but I did find that cinema edges it out in terms of overall sound quality, at least with my soundbar. The intention of AI Sound Pro, as the name suggests, is to use AI to analyze and optimize audio in real time, adapting the sound output to the type of content being viewed or listened to. It also tries to enhance dialogue clarity and can also upscale standard audio signals to higher resolutions. I find that for scenes with music in it, it tends to be hit and miss. Volume can even suddenly increase tenfold without warning, and dialogue can be a bit muddy in some cases. It's not a bad option, but it can be a bit unpredictable in my opinion. You can adjust OLED care settings, which keeps your OLED panel in check with pixel cleaning options, and toggling a screen shifting feature that moves the screen little by little at fixed intervals to prevent burn-in, and a logo brightness adjustment option that effectively reduces the brightness of static images and logos on the screen, which is also for preventing burn-in. There's also the energy saving feature, which I recommend turning off completely, as that dynamically changes the brightness of your screen based on the ambient light in the room.
No.
So yeah, turning that off is good because I find that really annoying to leave on. Quickly touching on the remote, it's effectively identical to the LG C1 that I also own. There are dedicated shortcut buttons for things like Netflix and Amazon Prime. Again, I wish it had Crave. And the scroll wheel works just fine. The aforementioned magic wand is still here, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe I'm just getting old, but I still prefer pressing the buttons and navigating around the screen the old-fashioned way. Now, I live in an apartment building, and out of respect for my neighbors, I can't really go all out with a big sound system, but I did opt for the LG SC9S Soundbar, which is designed to work specifically with the LG C2 and C3 models, specifically the 55, 65, and 77-inch sizes. Do note that the 83-inch model is not supported. Mounting the soundbar proved to be somewhat tedious, as it needed to be placed on a flat surface to attach the bracket. The TV did, not the soundbar. Since I was in the process of moving in, I didn't have a table available, so I ended up putting the TV on the couch, which I wouldn't recommend, but it was my only option at the time. The soundbar has a 3.1.3 channel system with a total output of 400 watts, which includes a 220 watt wireless subwoofer that provides pretty decent bass. It supports high resolution audio playback at 24-bit 96 kHz and is equipped with Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, and IMAX enhanced codecs. The connectivity options include HDMI with eARC, optical input, USB, Bluetooth 5.0, and Wi-Fi. It supports Apple AirPlay 2, Google Chromecast, and voice control through Alexa and Google Assistant devices. It also enables the C3 to use the WOW Orchestra feature, which utilizes the soundbar and the TV speakers to enhance audio output, though I didn't like it very much, and I'd recommend turning off that feature entirely. Now, as mentioned, it comes with a bracket that can be mounted to one of several models of the C3. The bracket itself also doubles as a stand, and I took advantage of it here. I actually prefer this TV sitting on top of the Besta IKEA stand, which, as a side note, is the reason I picked up this stand in the first place. The obvious elephant in the room is that the LG C4 is already out. Now, As of the making of this video, the 77-inch C4 retails for about $3,700 US, whereas the 77-inch C3 retails for about $2,600 US. Now, both the C4 OLED and the C3 OLED are similar in design and actually use the same OLED panels. The main differences are the C4's upgraded Alpha A9 AI processor and native 144Hz refresh rate versus the 120Hz of the C3. The C4 also features the newer WebOS 24, promising longer software support. Now, while the C4 offers improvements for general viewing, I feel like the differences here are more appealing for gamers due to the increased refresh rate. In my opinion, unless the higher refresh rate and updated processor are crucial for you, the C3 OLED offers similar performance and features for a significantly lower cost. Just my 2 cents. I've been really impressed with the C3. It has a beautiful display, and no matter what you seem to be doing, whether it's watching sports, movies, or gaming, the TV is just awesome. Gaming in particular is amazing. Low input lag, G-Sync FreeSync support, and high refresh rates on a 77-inch panel simply make this a great gaming TV. Gen 5 AI processor 4K, HDR10, LG's Evo technology, and a myriad of other features make this TV amazing. Though it's still an expensive panel, versus the newer C4, it still packs a good punch at a much cheaper price. That's about all I have for this one, guys. If you're still here, please make sure to drop me a fire emoji down in the comments below, just so I can give you a like for sticking around until the end of the video. If you like this video, please remember to hit that like button, and please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you know when I release new videos. Doing both of those things really helps me out in growing this channel, especially if you liked this video. I'm a very small YouTube channel, and companies like LG don't know that I exist, so they can't send over things for me to review for all of you. So if you do want to support this channel, please remember to hit that like button, and please consider subscribing. It really helps me out a lot. I've got more tech, desk setup, and gaming content planned as usual, so please stay tuned for that. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.